All right, everybody, it's time to play a nice modal tune on the banjo.
Yeah.
It's been done before. That's a great sound. A modal and Henry Reed's Breakdown. And old buddy of mine, Now Craddock, used to love this tune, so I love it as well. Here we go. And you'll see why it's a great tune. So here we go. Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah, that sounded great.
All right. Henry Reed's Breakdown. Thank you, Erynn. So let's break that down into part one and part two, and I think you'll find it's not that hard to play, but it sounds great. So, and again, we'll just check our tuning for a second. So I've got an A on the short string and the third string, right? And then you got the first and fourth string are the same. I guess that's an E, I think. And then you have a D in the second. So you have to play your four chord, you have to do the second fret on the first and fourth string. Anyway, we're in A modal, so the melody's going to happen a lot. And one technique I do want to get into that you can do on this tune, which is really beautiful, is an open pull-off. So let's just try something here. I want you to hit the third string, okay? Third string with your index, clawhammer style, and your first string, do a little pull-off on the first string open. So just try that a few times, okay? And then what you're going to do is hit the first string or a brush and the fifth afterwards. So you have a third string and the open pull off, left hand, first string, and then a brush thumb. So you can try it with just open first string for our pull off, and you could hit some other strings. That little warm-up exercise for this tune, because you get to throw that in a lot if you want to. Depends on how fast you're playing, of course. But as a solo banjo piece, that really works well. And we'll do that. Let's hear it in a second. So you might just try that, doing the third and the second and the third and the fourth and the open pull-off brush thumb. And so, just to get your timing. So you're kind of getting your finger resting on that string, ready. A little pressure. So you're ready to go ahead and give it it's like you're plucking it. This pull off is like plucking the string. So you got to preset it there. So the first part of the tune, and you'll see where that comes in on both parts to some degree. We're going to have a little hammer open 3, and then pick the 5th fret. So open 3 hammer, first string. And then a pull off. So it's hammer, 5, pull off. Show you that little lick. So it's a hammer, open 3, 5, 5th fret, pull off, and then you have that 3rd fret, first string with the thumb after, and then we're going to have what I call a crossover lick. It's going to be string wise 1, 2, 3, and you get in the 3rd fret, 3rd string. So it's going to be I use my middle finger first string, thumb, drop or whatever, drop thumb, and then your index gets the 3rd string. So let's just try this without a fret first. Just 1, 2, 3 strings, middle finger, thumb on the second, and then your index on the third. you're crossing the strings, it's crossing over each other a little bit, finger-wise too. Now try that with the third fret on the third string, and you're gonna have the thumb after, so the fifth string after. And after that fifth string, you hit the third string. And guess what? We get to do that open pull-off maneuver. So listen to the whole first phrase of the first part. 1, 2, 3. Crossover, open pull-off. So I'll do it slow. 1, 2, 3. So that's halfway through the first part, pretty much. And I'll do it a little slower there one time. So you hammer open 3, you hit the 5th fret, pull off, and then you cross over, 1, 2, 3 string wise with that 3rd fret bluesy note. Right? Drop thumb on the 2nd. 5th string, open 3rd, open, pull off with that. So the end is just that 3rd string ends it. So I'll do that a few times. The second time around on the first part, what happens, you're going to do the same thing. It starts out. Then you're going to do a hammer on the 2nd string, and that becomes a featured drony note, like a fiddle sound. And if you want a more drone, you could even get the 3rd string involved. I wouldn't hammer the 3rd string, but I could plan it. But it's nice just for that. And we're going to be back to our first phrase. But then we're going to have the last part of the first part. It's going to be a little pull off on the 3rd string twice. Open low, brush, 3 open, it's the same thing, pull off, back to 3, and slide is 5. So that little lick. And you can even do that open pull off there. Listen to that. I'll give you a little open pull-off exercise in a minute to try, which is pretty fun. So let's just do the whole first part and see if it's starting to just getting it in your mind a little bit. 1, 2, go. And you almost got the whole, you come around some of that again. A lot of fiddle tunes have just one little difference in the second part, and then it repeats a lot of the same elements. So the second part, you do a little hammer from open 3 on the 3rd string, and the 1st string comes back. And you get to that open pull off after that. So listen to that phrase a few times. So hammer on the 3rd string, open 3, and the 1st string comes right after. And the 2nd string, and then you just pull off from 3 to open and put it back down to 3 again with a thumb. Opens 3rd, and you can do that little open pull off, left hand pull off maneuver. So let's just do that. That's the start of the second part. 1, 2, go. Again. This time you go low, and you have the open bass. Just like the first part. And when you get that low string, you could put that drony sound there if you like, that 2 and 2 in the middle string. So, but if you do that, you can't do that open pull off. The other way is that, which is pretty nice. Second part. First part. playing it with Erynn, I went up to the 12th fret and 10 and 8, 5th string, down to 3 on the 1st, and 5. So maybe a slide. And then you have just the open. 12, 10, 8, 5th string, 1st string 3, 5, then you got that same, right, and you can go up to 8, and the 5th string open. Open, 3 and 5, so pull off, back to 3, slide. Joni, 8, open. Okay, one last thing, and we'll wind up with this. You try doing that open pull-off with a fretted string. You can do like say I'm using the 2nd string open, and I'm doing my open pull. My 1st string is going to be my open, but I'm using my 2nd string kind of like a melody string. So if I went any notes there, I could do that. I could do, but you just kind of go along the string. So. So I'm just doing that after. I mean, my finger can just glide across. I'm using my 2nd and 3rd finger. What if I try the 3rd string? How about the 4th? Oh, I've tried something there. Accidentally, I did a pull off on that kept the high string. Wow, reverse the procedure. So who knows what sounds you'll get there by accidents. That was an accident there. But try things like that. Dabble with the banjo a little bit daily, and you'll get some cool. It's a wonderful instrument. It'll be a constant companion, I think, and you'll like Henry Reed's breakdown too. So keep on picking, and I'll see you next time around. Thanks.